This is Becoming a Professional. I'm Zeph, and welcome to Becoming the Coach, inspiring growth one lesson at a time. Today I'm going to take you through becoming a professional, but before I do that, I want to thank you for coming to this, following us and watching this. So my question is, have you subscribed to Becoming the Coach? If not, please do so. Just take a second, subscribe. You can also like the video. I'm sure it's going to inspire you and it's going to help you. Make it help someone else also. On social media, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on TikTok at Becoming Coach KE. Make sure you also follow us for regular updates on what we are doing and how we are empowering someone to become a coach, someone to become better in what they do and elevate to the next level. On today's topic, becoming coach, becoming professional. Can you see that? Yeah, we did it. So I'm going to take you through becoming a professional. And becoming a professional focuses on enhancing you to not just do a job, to not just be there for the job, but actually to be very good at it, to be so professional on the job and become a person or become a professional, someone else will look at and say, yes, I want to be like that. I want to be like Zeph. I want to be like someone else. Make sure next time you leave a comment so that I mention your name in this. On becoming a professional, I'm going to insist that anyone can have a job, but not everyone will be the professional. And I want to take you through several steps that will show you, wow, so I've been doing a job and I don't look like a professional. How can I change? So that's what I'm going to do. And to just start, professionalism is a behavior. You don't just wake up and you're called a professional. No, it's how you carry yourself around people, how you carry yourself around your workplace, and how you interact with your colleagues, your clients, your customers, and anyone else in your scope. So that is a behavior that you grow. You may start maybe with a shaky behavior, but over time you perfect it because you want to be perceived as someone who is so professional and anyone would want to work with you. Of course, if you're in business, someone would always choose working with a professional over someone they just like, right? So that's what you're going to do as a professional. Make sure that you assess your behavior and make sure that you carry yourself around with professionalism. Ever thought of being average? Do you always want to be average or you want to stand out and be better than you are right now? So I'll also like to mention that there are habits that will make you stop being average, instead be a professional. Look like a professional. So I want to break down those habits one by one until you get to one that you pick one and see, okay, I've been doing this wrong, now let me enhance it. So to start, when you're doing any task, do you make sure that you finish or you always leave it in the end? Do you procrastinate? I was writing a book. Do you get to the 5th page and stop? If you're doing that, then that's one habit you need to cut. You need to make sure that you learn something. Do it from the beginning to the end. I plan to write maybe a paragraph. Don't do 2 sentences and you leave it there. Maybe a paragraph was intended to be 5 words. I intend to learn how to ride a bicycle. Don't just look at the bicycle and go. Instead, take your time, start it and finish. At work, let's say you are an artist. You want to record a song. Don't just do a small bit of it that you did not intend. Instead, try to record from the beginning to the end. Even if you're going to re-record and record it several times, just always start from the top to the end. Top to end. Then you'll have so many versions that are finished that you have more capacity. What I mean is, make sure you expand your surface area so that in case there's an error here, you can use another version of it to fix that error. I hope my point is getting in. Let's talk about commitment. When you start doing something, are you distracted to do other things or you just focus on it? Because I'll tell you, someone actually inspired me on this. When you start doing tasks, when you have so many tasks, if you do this, do that, then you'll never achieve it in time. What is going to happen is you'll start, you never finish that, start another one, then you'll have 5 unfinished tasks. If I have 5 tasks that I need to finish and I start the first task, do it until the end, as much as it will take more time, but I finish it. What do I have now? 4. Within 8 hours, one person has 4 unfinished tasks, or let's even say 2 unfinished tasks, while someone else still has the 5, but they've done small bits of it. Who is looking more productive and is delivering? Because if you're working for someone or you're in a workplace, then you have deliverables. And people don't count by deliverables done halfway, will count what is finished. So make sure that you have your commitment to tasks and you finish that task in time. Finish the first task, go to the second task, go to the third task. Then your productivity rate will be really high. Then that's how anyone else would measure the level of being productive or of being to the best. Who is the best? Who is that professional? So if you're achieving more and completing your tasks, then you're considered to be more professional. When you start doing tasks, we also have another thing. Did you get ready for that task or just woke up and started? Because if I know I have 5 clients who need deliverable A, deliverable B, C, I also do some research on those specific deliverables, and then after doing the research, I come ready. So what am I saying? Preparedness. Make sure that you're prepared to do tasks here and there, and then when you get to a level where you need to actually output something, you're already prepared to do it, and you'll spend less time. Because imagine if I was to output a research paper and I've not done any research, I've not tried to familiarize myself with some topic on that, then it will take me more time to do it, because then from the moment I start, I'll be compelled to maybe go do research about this and then come do research about the next part. So by the time I'm getting to the end, I've put in more time doing a lot of research than the actual work. So make sure that you prepare before, enough preparedness, and then you can output something that is realistic or tangible. Just to highlight again, when you go to work, think about it. 8 to 5, let me be specific about an 8 to 5 job. Everyone thinks about, I'm required to be in by 8 and at 5, exit. We call that bare minimum. You're just delivering what you're expected to deliver. Most of the time, you'll find that when you're doing this work, you have a lot of demand, a lot of requirements. And if you're meeting the bare minimum, you may not maybe hit all the targets. So can you do more above the bare minimum? I'm not necessarily speaking about getting in on time and leaving on time. I'm also thinking about, if I have some work to do, am I doing it on time? You may come in 8 and leave at 5, but you've been productive the whole day, which is also not the bare minimum per se, because you'll also have touched on other things. So I'm supposed to deliver to a client today at 5 p.m. But again, I finish at 2. Can I just send that client that work and then focus on other things? You're doing better than the bare minimum. Because bare minimum means if a deadline is at 5, I just do my work, and then when it gets to 5, I stop. If I'm supposed to deliver my work at 11, I just make sure that I finish before 11 and send at 11, bare minimum. Instead, try to finish earlier, beat your timelines before they get, maybe before they finish up, and then you deliver more. That's another perspective of it. So when talking about habits that separate you from looking professional, let's also think about accountability. You must be very accountable. or let me not say you must be very accountable, but for any action that you take, be accountable for it. For instance, I talked about a 5 p.m. deadline and an 11 a.m. deadline. You have a client, you're supposed to give work at 11. Then you realize that you cannot deliver in that time. The tendency of most people who are doing work, let me say, people who are doing their jobs, is they have a tendency of avoiding calls maybe from the client because this client has pressure and you don't want that pressure, or just keeping quiet until you get that time, and when someone asks you, oh sorry, I forgot to tell you. What about being accountable for that? If I know I'll not finish by 11 and it's 10, I call the client, tell them it's not going to happen as we had planned or as expected. Please give me some more time. Of course, you may not get a very friendly response from the client, but you're actually accountable. And again, if you're going to disappoint a client, remember, there's a saying that goes out here that the customer is always right. Is the customer always right? Anyway, let's work with that. Because we're being professional, the customer is always right. So at 10, before I deliver that work and I know I cannot deliver, I'll call the customer. Whether the customer is unhappy or not, I have to apologize. I'm sorry, it's not going to do this. I'm sorry, we're not going to match this and such. Remember, you're also doing it in a very composed way, in a very calm manner, and you want the customer to actually trust that you're actually being genuine. So being genuine actually helps you with the accountability, and you promise to deliver at 5, try to do your best and deliver at 5. When I talk about points of becoming a professional, there is pressure. There is a saying again, pressure straightens steel, right? So, are you able to work under pressure? Occasionally, I've heard someone joke that when you're doing work and then it gets really tough, someone tells you, do you remember you put on your CV, I can work under pressure? Yeah, it's always there. So think about it. So when there is pressure, you also need to adapt to it and work under that pressure and make sure that you still deliver the same quality and the same trusted deliverables. So when I talk about pressure, we'll encounter pressure from so many angles. But the immediate pressure is always from the client. The client wants this under a specific timeline. It has to be done. Another kind of pressure would be from your management or your manager. The head office wants you to achieve this, you must achieve this. I know if you're in sales business, then you know what that level of pressure is. You must get this target under this specific time, right? That's pressure. Can you work under it and still deliver the same quality? Well, then you're being professional if you're doing that. If you get to pressure and you start to crack, no, I can't do this, you have so many excuses, but you're not actually giving someone the deliverable, then it means you're not working under that pressure. You are not being professional. So teach yourself to still work with that pressure and achieve your objectives. When I was talking about the habits, I talked about communicating with the customer. Again, to be a professional, you need that punctuality, you need that ability to communicate with the client, you need that ability to also be punctual, be on time. If you've not seen where I emphasize on this, please watch our previous episode. It focuses on talking about punctuality, talking about being precise, on time, and also being able to communicate properly. Because when we talk about being able to communicate properly, we're also looking at your capacity building. So if you've not watched our capacity building introduction, just search Becoming the Coach Capacity Building, and you'll be able to see how we talk about your punctuality and how it can help you expand your precision. Remember, one lesson at a time, right? So let me mention that to be a profession, you must be able to communicate, you must keep time, be punctual, you must also be able to understand what is going on and still communicate. As a professional, think about building trust. Trust is not built in a day. There's a saying, Rome was not built in one day, right? Same thing for trust. It's never built in one day. You cannot just meet someone and they trust you completely. You have to keep cultivating the positive, keep cultivating your idea, and keep cultivating your sales pitch to your perspective. And then when you do that level of cultivation, you're able to enrich and enrich it until it gets to a level where, wow, this person is actually delivering on their promise. And when you make a promise, keep your promise so that you can be trusted. As a professional, you build your trust, and the moment your client's trust seems shaken, you definitely want to go back, apologize, be apologetic about it, and then continue building on it. Because I talked about my previous experience with projects. A project is never built in one day. It may even take years, but the result may be really good, right? So for you to build that project for that period, you must have built your trust with the client, build your trust, and the client can trust you with whatever you're selling to them, whatever you're pitching to them, and they can actually understand, wow, yeah, they can appreciate that, yeah, you told me it can do this, and it's doing it. For instance, I work with the manufacturer. We tell our clients that we'll offer you support, we'll offer you quality products, right? The clients have never seen this product, but how do they end up that we want to buy this? Because we've built our trust with the client. You make sure that your presence is felt with the client, and then they can trust you. Because I talked about your clients being able to understand you and they can always see you, think about it. Are you a brand? For instance, I try to work on this myself. Just go on Google and search Mwando the Boss, or search Zephania Mwando, and then you'll be able to see a lot of information that is continuously being built on that. So when I talk about personal branding, I talk about the consistency and that level of extra information, but it's aligning, right? So when you talk about personal branding, make sure that you provide information, and if anyone is looking at it, they know, this is what this person is offering. This is the service they're offering. So personal branding actually focuses on the service, focuses on the person, or focuses on the brand that is built. And how that happens is you build your trust to the people and make sure that they can always rely on the information that you provide. And when they are looking for you, they can always find you. So when I talk about personal branding, try it. Just start building from somewhere. And over time, with consistency, you'll realize that someone can trust you. I didn't mean necessarily when you go and search, now everyone should build their brand online. Someone else just wants to build a brand. When I talk about, let me not mention brands, but when I talk about, let's say, margarine, there is one brand that comes to your head. When I talk about diapers, there is one brand that comes to your head, right? That is it. That is the branding you're talking about. Build a portfolio, build something that when someone thinks about it, when someone thinks about money, they think about you. If you're a bank, when someone thinks about coaching, they think about maybe becoming the coach. That's what we're talking about, building a brand. While finalizing, let me talk about mistakes that you will do as a professional, and they will definitely impact you. I'm going to just do a quick breakdown of these mistakes so that you think about them while doing your job, so that while you're being professional, or while you're building a capacity to be a profession, or while you're working on professionalism, you will think about them and say, okay, I'll not do this, or I'll do this in a better way. So one thing, there's someone called just do it, or there's a notion, just do it, right? Don't wait, just do it, right? So when you're planning for anything, don't wait, just start doing. if you're looking for a professionalism in social media marketing, don't wait, just do it, right? Start from what you have. If you look for, I'm waiting so that I get this and then get to that level, then it will take you more time than someone who just started with small steps and then they started thinking, how can I enhance it? How can I improve it, right? So don't wait, just do it. I talked about inconsistency. When you start to do, don't wait. Just continuously, just always add one. It may not be very big milestone, but just continuously add something to it. So that level of consistency would help you achieve. Then make sure that you are always enhancing your soft skills, your communication skills, your timekeeping skills, all that. Make sure that as part of the mistakes that we make is, we call it Kenyan time in Kenya. I tell you to come at 10, you come at 10:30. Kenyan time, right? That's some common mistakes. If you go to professionals, when they say at 10, they are there at 10. That level of punctuality is called European time. So make sure you also note that you must enhance your soft skills, improve your consistency in communication, and also your timekeeping or your punctuality. Then you're able to achieve more. So with all that, I'd just like to enhance that professionalism is actually not a title. It is what you do, and it is what you enhance the perspective of anyone else to think about you and how you can, when they think about a subject, they think about you. Think about learning, we think of a specific teacher. That level, that is the professionalism we're thinking about. So make sure that you enhance your capacity and become a professional. It's been my pleasure, Zeph, on becoming the coach. Remember, we're inspiring growth one lesson at a time. So if you've not learned any lesson from becoming the coach, make sure you subscribe to us so that the next time we introduce another lesson, you learn it. Check our previous content and learn. On social media, at Becoming Coach KE, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Search for us and follow us. We'll always inspire you with one lesson at a time. Thank you.